living like a geezer.
Welcome, everybody. It is once again time for your favorite draw stream on the interwebs, Graybeards Studio. This is episode 93, which means we are only 7 away from big episode 100. That'll be in December sometime, I think, if my math is correct. So that'll be an extravaganza like no other. No, we'll see. Anyway, here's a guy that's very extravagant most of the time. It's please welcome Gary Martin. Hello, Gary.
That's a good segue. I was going to ask you, Aaron, I actually tell you from now on, I've decided to only borrow money from pessimists because pessimists don't expect you to pay them back.
Well, that's, but there's a good
Christian Aaron,
yes.
Can I borrow a couple $100?
I learned a long time ago, if you're going to loan somebody money, there's no such thing as loan money because people that need to borrow money don't have any money. So how in the world could they possibly pay you back? So you just sort of you just kind of come to the decision, I'm going to give this person this amount of money and good luck to them kind of thing. And that way you're not pissed off and wondering, where's that guy going to pay me my money back? Because they're not going to pay your money back. It's like Dan, I try to get Dan Lawless to pay forward, but no, he's always just taking. He's taking all the time. There he is. Okay, is it Halloween or is it Christmas? What is going on?
These are little ghosts.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't see.
I'm talking about your background.
Well, no, I'm talking. I thought he had Christmas lights on his head, but then he has.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The red and it's more Christmassy to me.
I'm not sure what's going on.
Okay. Well,
you need the Chinese red in the background, not actually.
You get the ghost over there.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
yeah, I have to feature that.
Yeah, come on, Dan, get it together, man.
I've just dropped some off the airport somewhere. I'm kind of scrambling.
What is Dan always saying, off camera? He's like, we got to present ourselves more professionally, and then this happens. It's incredible. David Williams is on sort of a hiatus. We're never sure when he's going to be back, but he said he might come back in this week, and he didn't. So, but we do have a guest, Rob Machine Gun Hunter from CrossGen fame and other things. Of course, he's late because that's kind of the way of the world around here with our guests. They're always late.
Well, so. You know what? I'm kind of liking that David is not here because I've been promoted to first slot.
That's right. Will David get it back? That's the
when
thing.
David comes back, I'll be demoted.
Well, we'll see.
So David, if you're listening to this, take it easy.
He is.
Yeah, have a big lunch, take a nap.
Promoted to what?
First slot. I'm introduced first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he gets to go in first because David's not here. So speaking of first, let's go through the chat here real quick as we try to stall for Rob Hunter. I got a few things to say about Rob when he gets here, but I'm going to wait until he gets here. JAV Stylor says hi. And now Henry Bemis says, hey, Aaron, I just got my Kit Carter shipping notice. Looking forward to it. Henry, I got some good news and some bad news. Yes, I did ship you something, but it's just the movie poster because you have a hardcover and the hardcovers aren't here yet. However, I am told for the second day in a row that they will be shipping out this Friday. So I expect to have them first thing Monday or Tuesday of next week. And then those hardcovers, baby, they're going to be flying out the door. I'll just be zipping them out.
So, chucking them at the mail truck as it drives by.
Exactly. Drill over this. So if you ordered back Kit Carter and you have a hardcover as part of your overall purchases, even if you had other things in there, that stuff all, I got boxes and stuff that this stuff all ships together. And so I don't want to send out pieces of orders and then get confused and, you know, someone not get something or whatever. So if you have a hardcover in your order, you're not getting your order until the hardcovers actually show up. So please continue to be patient. But the posters, they ship separately unless you bought the Kit Carter big box. Then they actually fit in that huge box. But if you ordered it just along with something else, I'm shipping those out. So you get a notice, and it may just be for the movie poster, but at least it's something. Okay. So Henry Jeremy's here. Creative Faye is joining us. Ooh, sounds spooky and a good excuse to draw Lord Pumpkin. I'm going to draw something I haven't drawn before on this show. I think I've drawn Lord Pumpkin or something similar to that. Toshiro is with us. N2 Pates. How about that?
Do you think you should have a disclaimer? Like, because my lights could cause epileptic seizures, you know?
Not as bad as David's flashing lights that he used to put on, man. People were like just tripping. Pastmaster Dan is here. Stealth X5, of course, is joining us. Who else we got here? Randy Howell, all the way from Canada. Pantheon joining us. Lake Kick is here because Lake Kick is almost always here. Citizen Ronan, a accomplished painter in his own right, is joining us. Glitch is here. Sequential Treasures. James is plugging his video. Says, hey folks, my latest Why It's Great video dropped today, and it's got a very scary villain. Check it out after the show. There you go. There's the right there in the chat, folks. Check out James's channel.
I like that title, Why It's Great. See, now I'm intrigued.
Yeah, see, there you go.
He's got a whole series of those. It's great. Yeah, you want to find out a good if you're interested, you know, just get new to comics, it's a great place to find out about what comics are great, what comics you might want to read. And then if you're just a big fan of comics, it's fun to go over these comics that you love. James is a pretty accomplished and knowledgeable.
Yes, he's very knowledgeable about the comics industry and the comics that you read and the history of it all. So some good stuff there. Chocolate Curry is here today. Chocolate's Curry, I guess I should say. Cheapo Comics. I actually like expensive comics, but that's okay. Cheapo, you're welcome here anyway. Let's see who else we got here. I think my dog's about ready to bark, so forgive me if he starts going off. Marcus Killer Group, purveyor of all things pop culture knowledge, is joining us. Katie Did's channel is here. It's not just her channel, but it's Katie herself. And she says hello, and we're glad to have you, Katie. Thanks for joining us. Yes, Dan?
I said Katie.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you were it sounded like Katie, and you were going to like drop, you know, some knowledge about Katie, and it just ended with Katie. And I was like,
We're all leaning forward.
I'm looking up Gene Colan's Dracula because I really want to know Gene Colan.
Oh, okay. But is Dracula a hero or a villain?
Well, he's a villain.
Oh, come on.
He has his own series.
That doesn't make him a hero.
Okay. All right. I'm just asking.
Frankenstein had his own series.
Well, that's true. Terror Movie Trailers is here.
Well, is Frankenstein a hero or a villain?
I thought he was a hero. They betrayed Marvel, at least portrayed him as a hero, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know but how could you have your own series? I guess Venom has his own series, and he's a bad guy, right?
True. It's a horror series, so that's the thing is he's a bad guy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can do. Hey, Dan, far be it from me to put restrictions on you on what you're going to draw. Brian Suddenly Old is here. Thanks for joining us, Brian. Haven't seen you in a while. Captain.
Does Brian have a time machine? I mean, how is he suddenly old?
I think he just
like, Brian, you're sure looking good today. 5 minutes later, Brian, oof.
You're suddenly old.
You're old.
Isn't that one of those things where you wake up in the morning, you look in the mirror and go, wow, I'm suddenly old.
What happened?
You know, you just didn't realize.
I do that. I do that every morning.
I know, but it's not a surprise anymore. It's like what I expect.
No, I'm surprised. I am.
Oh, are you?
Who was that looking back at me?
Yeah, I look in the mirror and go, oh, man.
Hey, there's Bloody Drake. He says, I'm so excited for this show to start. I can't imagine why you would be, but thank you for saying that. Comics legend, the voting was rigged. It was supposed to be horses. I can't control what you guys vote for. Okay, don't be throwing that back on me.
Yeah, why do you get flack for the winner in the poll?
Oh, it's because I'm old and they think I'm Joe Biden and I'm cheating, and it's just not the case.
Well, we already did horses in the wave with the
did we?
Wraith of God. That.
Well, that's true, but John Porton, here's the big question. I guess I can make this announcement. Is John Malin joining us today? He is not. He's going to be here next week, though. So mark your calendars. Malin next week on Graybeards. So that should be exciting in the very least.
Yeah, interesting.
He does not. He's not dull. That's for sure.
That's for sure. Dale A is here. Robo Squibs joining us. How about that? Let's see who else we got here. Robert Dones Pills joining us. Thank you so much for attendance today. Brian Smith. Already better than last week when we had 4 Kelseys. I don't understand what that means.
I don't either.
4 Kelseys.
How can you do better than 4 Kelseys? That'd be pretty good show.
We didn't have 1 Kelsey last week. I don't know. Stealth X5 for $2. Hello. Thank you, Stealth. We appreciate the 2.
Hello, Stealth.
Yeah, let's see. Joseph Pantalone. I always like that because when they used to, like in Great Britain in the old days, they go, put on your pantalones, like your pants or something. It says Aaron Rodgers caught a Hail Mary pass from Trump at Steelers Jets game, but it slipped into his nose.
What?
I don't see. This is what happens.
Cryptic today.
This is what happens when you start drinking before you come on the show. I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
Although I do know that Aaron Rodgers did complete a Hail Mary in that game, but it was like at halftime. And it did not hit Trump in the nose as far as I know. Katie did for 2. Hello, Aaron, Gary, and the great Dan Lawless. Oh, so Dan's great and the rest of us.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Katie.
Thanks a lot, Katie. She always does that. You notice that? She's
Aaron
always
and I are afterthoughts.
Yeah, it's that compliment towards Dan, and then you and I kind of get the left-handed sort of.
You guys just gotta know her PayPal account, and you drop a little bit in there.
Yeah, Dan's gonna be smug for the rest of the show.
Oh, smug every show. Katie's always like propping him up. I don't know what's going on here. Iodine 74 is joining us. Nicholas Gear. Dark Shadow Logan. How about that? That's mysterious, especially at Halloween. Who else we got here? Spaceman joining us. Thanks for coming in. Travis Perrick for $2. Dan, how was it like working on Dan, how was it working on Agents of Law?
Like working.
Yeah, he's talking about working with Keith Giffen on Agents of Law, and it was great. Keith gave me breakdowns, which I probably still have copies of. So most of the work was done. It's great. So I just went in there, just did my thing. But he's not just an artist; he's a storyteller, obviously, and a great storyteller. So yeah, it was really cool.
I think didn't Keith used to do layouts for stories?
As I said, I got breakdowns. I got actual.
Yeah,
I mean, they were almost roughs.
Yeah. I mean, you can almost. I've seen some of them. You can almost ink those.
Yeah, well, these were pretty. They weren't quite there, but that far. But they were certainly all the information was there. Yeah. The layout, the designs, the characters, expressions, all that stuff. Our
guest of honor is here, but Rob Hunter. But since he's late, I'm going to make him wait.
He's in the chat.
Skull Nasher and Paulus Arts are here. Thank you guys for joining us. Who else? I have Jim Alaska. Jim Baked Alaska is joining us.
Have you ever had that?
No, we talked about it on the show before. I want to have Baked Alaska.
Neither have I. Would you
look at this? Katie,
would you Uber me some Baked Alaska, Aaron?
I don't think you Ubered. It's is it DoorDash? It's not Uber. Uber's like
Uber Eats.
Oh, I see. Okay. Katie says hello, Wizard Sleeve. See that, Gary? She says hello to everybody except you and me.
Well, see, she's intrigued by Wizard Sleeves.
Well. That is true. All right, let's bring in our guest. I don't want him to feel too bad because he was so late, but everybody put your hands together for my good friend, old friend, Rob Machine Gun Hunter. There he is. Hey, Rob.
Hey,
thanks
Rob.
for taking the time to show up. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. I love it that the more that I hurry, the clumsier I get. The the longer it takes for me to do anything. So
Yeah.
it was fantastic. A giant ink spill, which was great to do.
Okay, so you're
Right
cleaning
before the
up.
show started.
Mhm.
Well, I'm not as talented as you guys, so
true.
I had to get a good head start when it comes to the supervillain pinup.
That's what I wanted to bring up. Rob Hunter is a cheater.
I am.
He already started. He's
That's
just
fine. We cheat away.
Well, to be honest,
Dan, don't encourage this.
I literally don't even know how. I won't even be able to, like, my headset. Well, I guess my headset is it is wireless, so I will be able to go to the table and get back to work.
You look like you got a wire on it to me.
Well, that's only because I always leave it charging.
Oh,
so it's literally always charging. So I just
so
realized
you could get up and do jumping jacks right now. You could do cartwheels.
I could shake my ass. I could do all that good stuff.
Thus,
you know, Alo wants to see it. He hasn't seen that since Crash.
I was going to say, you're doing all that stuff. Thus, the spilled ink.
Well, you always have to practice your twerking, or you'll lose it.
I've heard that.
Every once in a while, I put the booty music on and I start twerking.
I'm going to write that down. Practice the twerking,
practice
or you will lose it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Sean Willits for $4.99. Thank you, Sean. I just sent out my comics to my backers for my first comic campaign. How about that? Thanks for the encouragement and inspiration. Hey, you're welcome. I'm glad that you turned it into something. Look at that, man.
That's awesome.
Congratulations.
That's exactly why I'm also here, because of Aaron. His encouragement is why I will be sending out my book.
Right. I'm
for my first campaign.
I'm the great encourager.
Someone's trying to top me on this, so I have to try to retop him.
Well, that's right. It's Randy Howell, Canadian $2. Is Gary in a padded cell?
Oh. Rob, you're gonna have to kick in more than $2 to reach my bail.
It's not a padded cell. Those are kilos of cocaine. This guy has gone into Lord Cartel.
I'm in my warehouse of.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to spin it. It's the anti-Trump people like that.
Yeah,
they're trying to say Trump is crazy.
Sleeping.
Any MAGA supporter
is here, and there's Katie Did talking to everybody in the chat except us. That's all right.
Oh.
Katie, please say something to Aaron.
No, it's too late. Mike TV Dub is here. Randy, I already said. Wizard Sleeves is here. He's very excited that. Can't believe you got Melon to come on Graybeards. Well, he hasn't actually come on yet.
Well, yeah, exactly.
But
word on the street is he's
coming on. So until he actually,
this will be a normal episode.
Yeah. Oh, look, Rob Hunter says I'm here.
I am. Here I am. Hey, Rob. Well, hey, Rob. You looking pretty good. Well, thank you. I appreciate the compliment.
Hey, put your own compliments in there, Rob. Just like, hey, you look good. You're handsome today.
Thank you.
Katie for $2. I enjoy watching the great Aaron and Gary.
Okay. Okay. Katie.
Well, I'm just
great Aaron.
Wait a minute. I'm just equal. Okay.
The great Aaron and Gary.
Ooh, I didn't see that.
Katie's back with 2 more. Good to see you, Rob. Excited for Monday's show.
Okay. I know. I will have to set my alarm.
It's good to see Rob.
To actually get up that early.
Good to see Rob. Wait a minute. Are you going on Katie's channel?
Yes, at 9:30 in the morning.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I've never been invited on Katie's channel. That's all right, though. Don't worry about it, Katie. I don't get up that early anyway.
I'm getting kicked in like 2 minutes.
No.
She said that you're great, Aaron, and I'm great, and presumably Gary as well.
But
how great?
No, he didn't say Gary was great.
Is there someone who's greater?
Aaron, you were almost whining there. I haven't been invited to.
You know what? Dave Olbrich, that's all he calls me. He says, Aaron, you're such a whiner. And I think I do. I think I just complain all the time. And so there you go.
My wife says that about me. So then I will stick her with another world event fact to depress her. And I'm like, there you go. You're welcome.
So what? So the whining's not so bad?
Exactly. Like, oh, you think what I'm telling you is bad? Well, guess what?
So
20 minutes and a nuke show up. So I look pretty good compared to death. So
Rob, you're like, I'm bummed out. You're going to be bummed out too now.
I already know the facts, so I've already gotten to that plateau. So I hit her. She's not ready for it, so I hit it with her, and then she drops down below me, and then
Well,
I
you
can
look
be
positive.
a cheerleader and pick her back up.
Ah, okay.
That's how I get the ladies that I get. I sink them like a rock,
Okay.
and then I save them. So
It's kind of like
Oh,
when when you join the army, they tear you down at first, then they build you up in the image they want
yes,
you.
exactly.
You got so you're basically you're training these ladies is what you're saying here.
Yep. That's exactly how dating went.
Art of Roy's got it. He says it's an Italian thing, so he knows that it's not whining. It's just an Italian thing.
Yeah. He's just Aaron is very verbal with something that might bother him. That's not whining. That's just he's a good communicator.
Yes,
I know this because I also am a very, very whiny. I mean, good communicator.
Yeah, you got to communicate. You got to get your message across.
Yes.
Our message today is speaking of. You said death earlier, Rob. That how about this? How about DETHRAIDER, a graphic novel by Rob Hunter?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's.
Rob,
We're getting close to that 30 grand.
What can you tell us about this?
Well, this is my Marsac Marine. He is part of a secret program. So it's pretty much him and his guys are like, they get juiced up like Captain America. They go out on a mission. Things don't go so well. They die. He loses his legs. There's a big conspiracy. There's corporations. There's evil aliens after him. He has to build out the DETHRAIDER armor, just, get revenge on his team and just to survive. It really is. It's my ode to Wolverine and Iron Man, which are two of my most favorite characters. So
very cool.
That's why I kind of smashed them together.
We need to get this
that artwork. It actually looks like you've taken a photo of a model or a real thing. It's hard to for me to even conceive that this is an illustration. There's so much. There's so much in this.
Yeah.
Well, part of it is it's a lot of I do a lot of photo reference. Two is I build it up in layers. So step one is light pencils on the computer. Then I go in with markers, then type pencils, then the inks. So it gives me many opportunities to spend way too much time on the page, but also many opportunities to fix, because I knew going from inking to being the all artist, I would need every opportunity I could to fix stuff.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's clear to me you put your heart and soul into this.
Why don't you scroll down a little bit there, Rob,
yes, sir,
and show us some other stuff on here?
Like the big new add-on for this campaign is the Brett Booth cover. Here it is in pencil, which you can get a pencil version. And then, of course, I've inked it. So here's the ink.
Nice job. They got the inks.
Yeah.
And
waiting for this.
I don't know which one I like more. They both
will be colors. The will be colors. My colorist said that he should be finished in time for Billy Tucci's live stream tomorrow at 9. So
yeah, you did such a nice job at inking it, though. You should at least print it in the back of the book, black and white or something like that.
Oh, no. There's a pencil cover, a black and white ink cover, a full color cover.
Oh, okay.
Color cover. And then there's a version of the book where it's going to be this black and white inked cover, but the insides, it'll be the black and white book also. So it'll be black on white.
That's incredibly cool. So you guys look at the links in the description of this video for Rob's DETHRAIDER. It's a crime, honestly. This book isn't over 30. Let's get this guy to 30 grand, and so we can keep doing this amazing work.
Yeah, we could. That's not an unreasonable goal to achieve today on the show.
Yeah,
it
by
really,
the end of the show.
Honestly, it's and it's not like I'm going, oh, well, I need to get it to 65 so I can buy a brand new car. This literally is the bare minimum.
I got news for you. You make it 65, you're not getting a brand new car.
No, I know. This is the bare minimum, so I can just pay the bills, so that I can just jump right into DETHRAIDER 2. It I under normal circumstances I didn't plan on try to put all this pressure on the campaign, especially at the last week. But it really came down to freelance projects fell apart. I looked at the only available work would be doing Death Raider 2 immediately and what it would take to do Death Raider 2 immediately. So getting Death Raider 1 into the 30s means I can just jump right into Death Raider 2. And Death Raider 2, the plans are it's going to be full black and white. A lot of people wanted black and white anyways. There will be a stretch goal to make it where they can order a color version of the book if it hits a certain amount. But I could do 3 pages of this type of stuff a week. So I will have all 48 pages done in 4 months. So,
Excellent.
the time, just because of everything I've learned in these 2 years, the time frame goes from, it took Rob almost 2 years to do issue 1. It'll take me 4 months to do issue 2. And you're like, how's that possible? Well, part of it's possible because when the Death Raider money ran out, because it was a small campaign, I was doing freelance. So I've done 65 pages of freelance work. You know, I'd work on freelance half the month and then Death Raider the other half of the month. So that's, you know, that's, I love comic books. We're all here because we love comic books, and I love comic book art, and I love, you know, creating and coming up with these characters and the story. It's been a blast. So hopefully I'll be able to continue it.
There you go, guys.
Yeah.
Again,
if people want great comics, they got.
Go ahead.
I said if they want great comics, they gotta support them. They'll get more great comics then. Because if the money's there, the artists will show up and the comics will happen. But you know, the money's got to be there. You can't work for free. So
it almost sounds like we're rap stars. If the money shows up, I'll be there. And then you're like, the money shows up to pay the mortgage and buy groceries. Oh, wait, doesn't sound so rap starry.
No, it's true though. The more money that comes in, the more time you can put into it, the better the comics will be. It's just going to be a better quality industry. Period. Overall,
I'm retarded. You know, even the bare minimum comes in. I'm still spending way too long on the pages.
Well, I mean, that's why you should back the book. It looks great. I mean, it just looks fantastic. I mean, it is again, links in the description of the video. Also, you'll find links for Wraith of God 3 or John Malin's Godlike 2, because I wasn't sure if he was showing up today or not. To make sure he was in there. And EVS and David Williams' Fearsome.
Oh, yeah.
Also a link in there. So check all those campaigns out if you have not backed yet. That's good quality stuff right there, folks.
Best name I can think of says backed.
Oh, no, there you go.
Yeah.
And I would like to announce my next project. My next project will be a gothic horror Western with werewolves.
All right. So anyway, let's
What be called Kit Carson?
Yeah, get in line, Rob, for ripping me off. Yeah, get in line, pal.
I promise you, Alo, if I ever do a Western, it will not be gothic horror. It will be a straight up Clint Eastwood ripoff.
There you go. Well, that's
well, how are you going to do better than Aaron anyways? He's already cornered the market.
Dude, you can't.
That's right.
I don't know what Jimmy was thinking. I'm like, Jimmy, are you retarded? Why would you do that? Why would you do something in the same theme as Aaron so that we can all look at it and go, well, he's no Aaron the Presty. like how much penciling, inking, storytelling does Aaron have on the rest of us? And Jimmy's like, hey, I want to be compared to Aaron. Oh, okay, great, dude. That's fantastic.
Well, I could see from from Jimmy's point of view where he says, well, shoot, if Aaron can do it.
I'm like, when Jimmy announced that, I'm like, Jimmy, why don't you do Dragon Rage 2?
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, really.
There's no way that story is over. It can't be finished after one issue. It was like 40 pages.
Right,
so,
right.
But he wants to get on that Alo cash. Cash money. That's what he's thinking. I don't know why he come up with a giant fighter comic book and get on the main cash train. It's a lot bigger.
Oh, Jimmy, you're taking it today, boy.
Or some
Jimmy may rethink his whole strategy.
maybe a cyber
Oh yeah,
Cyber
Toad.
Bunny or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's do
a
a little
great
show and
idea.
tell here and get to drawing, even though Rob's probably almost already done. Gary, what are we looking at here?
I was working on I've got another Batman commission to do.
Ooh.
And he wanted my usual cross-hatching technique.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the blocked out pencil that I'm going to start with. The blacks are blocked out. And then I was looking at where the gray tones are going to go. And I was referencing some of my other work. And looking at a smaller image of it, it reminded me of Splatter, because you couldn't see the cross-hatching lines. And I thought, wait a minute. What if I did this piece of all the gray tones in Splatter?
Oh, you
With
got
no
to
lines
save us
at
for next
all.
week. The John Malin.
I've
will love
never
that.
done that before.
He
So
loves
it's just like
Splatter.
this huge experiment. Let's see
Let's
if it's
see.
successful or not.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
cool! It looks like
Wait.
I
stone.
like that.
That's
Yeah.
Splatter
It's all
Yeah.
Splatter.
with
Wow.
a toothbrush or what?
Yeah,
Did you-
toothbrush.
Did you
Oh,
go in and
wow.
use that that like airbrush paper cover?
No, it's just regular Bristol.
no,
Yeah,
no.
but
I meant
did you mask anything? though, or
Mask
did
it.
you
Oh
mask
yeah,
it?
masking is key. I mean, you have to mask like crazy.
Yeah.
that means it takes forever, right?
It took me half the time
Oh.
to do this that it would have if I would have cross-hatched it.
Well, have you ever looked at Beasley's paintings? A lot of his paintings don't really have a lot of depth until he adds that red and brown spatter. So
Oh.
Yeah. So it's
Gary, did you read Captain Biff2's comment there?
No.
Oh, it's bad.
My toilet paper
Okay.
doesn't look good after I use it.
Well, you need to hydrate if you're
You need you get that fine
So
grade.
were you cutting frisket basically?
Yes.
Or okay.
Yes, it's like especially on the face where you have to do the detail, little tiny areas of gray. Yeah. The
wow.
bigger areas I was using just covering up with paper and controlling the splatter with how much ink is in the toothbrush.
now, it almost looks
the
like
more
you
ink
did
in the brush, the bigger black dots you get. So if you want it to control it, you get rid of most of the ink, and then you can do these little. It's almost like an airbrush effect.
Yeah. Did you try to do like lighter gray, or would it just because of the spatter and the toothbrush, and you'd get some?
It's
some
a
gray spatter from dark
it's a little bit watered down.
Yeah.
Just to make it easier to flick the ink. It's not just regular ink out of the bottle.
Have you thought about adding some blood spatter just to like give it
Like, yes.
one
a little
shade
bit
of
red
color?
splatter. Ooh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, some red spatter to just like give it that sense of drama.
That'd be
Like more
interesting.
drama?
Just the blood is red on the black and white. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Also because then you could sell it as a color painting.
Yeah.
Any color is color.
No,
That's,
I always
I like your thinking there.
Gary's always challenging himself. I like
Yeah.
it.
So
I like
anyway, I'm going to post this piece after the show, and it's
Jim
available if
Alaska's
anybody's
already
interested.
he says 150 confirmed. So Dan Lawless, let's take a look at
Oh, yeah.
ooh.
This is the
Oh,
godlike
man.
thing finished now. Finally,
Yeah.
I did this all online. I did it.
I love that red or that Chinese
Dude.
orange you got back there.
That's great. See,
Yeah, so-
every time I try to pull off a shot like this, I always tell myself, no, you need to pull in. Like I can't, like I end up doing so many medium shots because I don't have the confidence to do a longer shot. And this, when I see other people do it, I'm like, oh, that's so awesome. And then when I try to do it, I'm like, what are you doing, dude? So
Yeah,
this is
I usually
great.
don't like to do this.
Yeah.
I like that. This is unusual. I usually like, because I do think a more effective picture is a closer up picture. But this was a case where it's telling a story. These piles of bodies and stuff.
Oh yeah,
it's like crazy. It's a godlike war where you imagine, hell is practically like. So, yeah, that's the idea. But
I love your final colors there, and how you. You've got your barbarian guy lit kind of in his upper torso, and then he kind of goes into shadow there. So you've really got your focus right in the middle where you want it. Really nice.
Yeah, I think that's the magic of Photoshop. I mean, I can put, just hit the layers, and everything's on a layer, so you can lock that layer, and then you hit it with a multiply layer and cover, so I can fade those shadows.
But you can't sell it.
Well, I do have an original pencil. That's about it. Yeah.
Well, no. You should, if you like painted this, because man, your style, anyways, it's Arthur Adams meets Frazetta.
Hang on a second. Katie's at it again. Applause for Dan.
Oh, so I mean, like, you won't even have to bother with us in crowdfunding. You just, hey, here's my gallery paintings. Like, this stuff is amazing. I mean, shit. Greg Horn learned that. Greg Horn was doing everything digital. I rode the bus with Greg Horn and told him how to get into Marvel when he was thinking about doing comic books. And I told him, I'm like, dude, don't even bother. Just do covers. Go right to Joe Quesada. Don't screw around with any of the editors. And then he found out how much Alex Ross was selling his paintings for, and he's like, I gotta break open the acrylics again.
That's the thing, man. If you can get a good price for your originals, it's hard to just work digitally.
Yeah.
Well, I said there was an original pencil here, but I just love how much versatility you have in Photoshop. The freedom. Yeah. I understand. I'm a dirty whore, so I always think, oh man, there's gonna be that day where like there's a giant electric bill. I'm gonna have to sell my artwork. So yeah, well, it's not a bad idea at all to have those originals. That's for sure.
Well, you could do it like a lot of those guys do. You have the original pencils, and then you have your original first test wash painting, and then you have your full painting. Like, so you end up with like 4 or 5 different versions of the same painting. And after the beautiful one goes, the final one goes, then you're selling to the poor bastards.
That's right. Sell them the roughs.
Yeah, exactly.
When I did that one Savage Sword of Conan cover way back in the day, people are still asking me for any sketches I have, preliminary sketches. Yes. People offer to buy off any preliminary work I have, which I do. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, some of it got kind of wrinkled. But yeah, there's a substantial amount of it. There was actually.
So are you like
light boxing
drawing preliminary sketches now? To
make them now, yeah.
Just light box the wrinkled paper.
Brian Smith says, "What does the side of Dan's van look like?"
Just like this.
They be doing like those, like, Frazetta like paintings on your '70s van, teardrop window there
with dragons.
Get out my airbrush and
go for it.
Go for it. Give it a shot.
That's fabulous, Dan. Thank you for sharing. That's really cool. I'm going to show something real quick here. One man's mistake, I guess, is another man's treasure. We'll see. So if you got a Kit Carter Completist box, which was everything in the campaign, you also got an original headshot of Kit. So I was doing them on these tablets, right? And, I would stop drawing, and then I'd pick up another day and start drawing again. Well, so I drew this one, which I thought was really nice. I like that, right?
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
But then, oops. Oh, boy. I drew it on the other side, and I was like, so that was basically 2 drawings that I had to do over because I couldn't use either one of them. But you know what I think I'm going to do, Gary? I think I'm just going to auction this off.
Nice.
Why not?
That's cool. It's like, let's say you buy that.
It's two drawings in one.
That's right. And you can like get a frame and flip it every 6 months.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's kind of cool because you can actually turn the page over and have a different picture for a while.
They've got those double frames, those clear plastic frames.
Really?
Yeah. So you could you like stand it on a table,
hang it from a string, and
hey, there you
it.
go.
Yeah.
See?
Actually, they have the mechanical ones that actually turn like slowly,
So yeah, there you go,
man.
There you go. Like put it up right at the end of the show. So if anybody wants this, stick
Oh,
around.
that's a great portrait. I love
Yeah,
it.
Aaron, you can do Randy Emberlin and go to Michael's and use their coupons and stock up on frames.
Yeah.
And then he puts his $3 prints in these frames and charges like
$30.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that's a great idea.
People line up to buy that stuff.
Stealth is already in on $2 confirmed. So that's
There you
$1
go.
for each side.
Aaron,
Yep.
if you would add a little color so you can sell it as a painting.
Look at Rob. I already put all the work.
Splatter some blood on it.
A little spatter blood on it.
Blood, and it was perfect. All right, you guys, we got to start drawing. Stop talking.
Yeah, I think there's some stalling going on.
I am for sure.
So Dan, what are you thinking here? Scary comic book villain.
Well, Dracula, but not just any Dracula, Gene Colan Dracula.
Okay, Gene Colan's Tomb of Dracula. There you go.
Dan, if you could pull off a Gene Colan Dracula, I think Rob and Aaron are in trouble.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Rob is practically done, I'm sure, at this point. So what are you cheating? What are you drawing?
I am cheating. I am doing Maestro.
Maestro? Who is Maestro?
What do you mean, who is Maestro? He's the evil Hulk. He's a scary monster.
Is that the old one with the beard and everything?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
You never drew him?
No.
It's one of the reasons I wanted to draw him, so I could be compared to you.
I drew the Hulk.
I thought you did Maestro in that Hulk run.
Yeah, or you thought, hey, if Aaron could do it.
Yeah, I could do it.
No,
Gary's got the slams today, man.
I've been kind of torn. I'm thinking Red Skull. But I could do Doom. There was a lot of good suggestions in the old chat there about Baron von Blood, the Captain America vampire villain.
Mephisto, perhaps.
Oh, Mephisto. There you go. Ooh.
If you do Red Skull, are you going to add color?
I might. He's definitely going to be smoking.
You could add fire to his head, and now he's Cosmic Red Skull. He's two characters in one. That's double the price.
Oh, look at best name. How about Scarecrow? Scarecrow. Oh, I love Scarecrow.
Yeah, Scarecrow's good.
Yeah. Especially you'll twist up his body, make him real skinny.
Dormammu. I've done Dormammu in a comic before. When I was working on Excalibur, like the third incarnation of Excalibur with Chris Claremont, he, like most writers do at some point when especially when you're on a series with them, they go, hey, what do you want to draw? Because they're kind of like, they don't know. They don't have a story idea. Right. So I said, can you work in Doctor Strange and Dormammu? And he goes, I think I can. And so I got to do a splash page of Doctor Strange fighting Dormammu. And
so Aaron's always thinking about selling the original art. I mean, he's even thinking about that when he's suggesting characters to the writer.
I would have immediately said Juggernaut. To see your Juggernaut would be great.
Oh, that'd have been fun.
That would have been great. And Excalibur. Well, I did a run on Excalibur, and we had the shittiest villains in there. So
hey, I did the splash page of Doctor Strange, and Marvel used it to make a toy out of it. They used it.
Did you get an extra
background
check?
And the pose of the figure was the action figure. And I got. They didn't even send me a figure. I'm gonna have to get one off eBay.
Did you get a check?
No, nothing.
The DC. I worked on one of their free comic book day comics with Ivan Rice, and I got like 3 different checks from like inking 5 pages because they turned them into T-shirts and stuff. The splash pages. I never saw the T-shirt, but I got a
dime for T-shirts. Never got a dime for toys.
That's Marvel. DC was better about that.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, no, I never got any kind of incentive for merchandise.
You're getting a lot of requests for Hobgoblin.
No, that's so predictable.
Marketable.
What you think?
Yeah.
Well, Aaron, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
Well, I love all these characters, so I'm not doing Green Goblin because I've done them before at nauseum. I've done well, I could do Zemnu the Living Titan, except he's not really scary.
But he has a cool name.
Yeah, Hobgoblin's okay. who was he when he was Pumpkinhead? He was Jack-o'-lantern. Remember that? Then he became Hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin throws pumpkins.
Goblin?
It says, where's this? The comment there. It's Hidden Hand Media. It says
and there's like a million different versions of Hobgoblin. There's like the magical version. There's the guy that just had like the goblin serum in him, and
then the Ditko version is the one that threw the pumpkins. I know that for sure.
Scarecrow's cool though, isn't he?
Yes, you'll do a good job too.
The goblin.
Scarecrow. All right, let's go. Let's do it. I was pretty loud. Sorry about that.
Aaron is excited.
I'm gonna disconnect this and see if I can still hear you guys.
Gonna head over to the land of make believe here.
I can still hear you, Dan. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, good. All right.
Okay, so what am I doing?
You're doing Hobgoblin.
Am I doing Hobgoblin or are you doing Scarecrow?
Fighting Scarecrow.
Oh, no, I'm not doing that. Hobgoblin.
I'm gonna during this pause. I'm gonna slip in a few more Stephen Wright isms, like I did at the beginning of the show.
Okay.
Okay. I would kill for a Nobel Peace Prize.
I got it.
That's a good one.
Hobgoblin, huh? Sounds like that was Ned Leeds, wasn't it? Wasn't he the Hobgoblin?
Aaron, you know more about these characters than the three of us combined.
I gotta draw that flyer. Oh my gosh. I'm already I'm going Scarecrow.
Sequential Treasures is taking a shot. He says Gary hates clothes shopping. He can never find anything in his size, extra medium.
Okay, I don't even know what that means. It was like a really long joke that I'm just like still trying to figure out.
Well, is it like medium, like it's like, you know, barely adequate? So extra medium is kind of a contradiction. That's what I'm assuming that is, Jim. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I think he might be doing a Stephen Wright joke.
All right, hang on a second here. Maybe I will do Hobgoblin.
Where did Dan and Rob go?
Right. I'm getting ready. I'm positioning this.
He's doing his stretching.
Well, I gotta move the camera from one side to the other.
Yeah, Jim is confirming that it is a Stephen Wright joke. Extra medium.
That's a good one, though.
Depression is merely anger without enthusiasm.
That's good.
Oh my gosh.
Look what I got in the mail today.
Oh yeah, I got mine a couple weeks ago.
And I didn't order this. Baron just contacted me, say, Dan, what's your address? And he sent
he sends out free stuff.
Yeah, so I'm excited to read this. I used to love his Badger comics, but I didn't really read Nexus, so I have never really read a Nexus before. So I'm actually pretty excited about this.
I actually got that. I actually paid. I had to pay for my copy, but that's okay.
Well, I guess he likes me more than you. I guess I don't know. Yeah,
I bet that too. So once again, Dan gets special treatment.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here.
The artwork, Kelsey did
because I'm not as mean to you.
Kelsey did an amazing job with the artwork in that book.
I have to say though, I'm like Dan, I've never read any. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, look what else I got.
You get a hardcover too as soon as they show up.
Oh, really? Okay. This is great though. I've been so busy lately, but I want to read this. And look at what's on the back cover.
Ooh,
That turned out great. I love
yeah,
it.
but that looks like it's been edited.
Huh? Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Hey, I got
Free the nip. Hashtag.
I got it. I got kids in my audience. Come on.
Yeah.
She can't help. She can't help herself. She's built that way, you know.
That's just how she is, man. What are you doing?
But the finish on these books,
Yeah.
and then this is cool. It's oversized.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It looks like a
Look at
great
that.
package. Yeah.
I mean, guys, I love comics again. I love them.
And by the way,
I kind of lost it for a while. I did. I
the
lost
book backwards because he's got his camera flipped.
Oh, is it backwards? Oh, sorry. Sorry.
That's all right. It's more confusing that way. You don't want to give away spoilers to people that haven't got.
That kind of protects the integrity of people. Could print it out and.
That's right. Make their own copy and
so it's safe. Good.
Deal with the printer themselves.
Kid Mustang says the first 50 issues of Nexus are some of the best comics ever produced. I would agree with that.
That's the only. It's not a criticism even because you can't really. It's not his fault that I haven't read any Nexus stuff, but I was very unclear about the character.
Yeah. Well, Dark
book.
Horse did an origin story, and so you did not need to read any of the previous issues that were under other banners. You could have started with that the origin story and then know everything about the character and then just go from there.
So is he like a galactic cop or something, kind of with
sort of. There's this alien that for some reason gave him this power to hunt down, like mass murderers, super criminals. And he gets these agonizing headaches that if he ignores the warnings, and so he has to hunt them down for his own health.
Health.
And that's and it's that's kind of a simple premise, but it's in a really interesting universe with all kinds of nutty, barren and rude characters.
Right.
I mean, it's just filled with interesting characters. It's almost like a Seinfeld episode that every person that appears is interesting.
Yeah, because I mean, this kind of circled around this particular story about golf, which I thought was kind of amusing.
Yeah, and
I wasn't really sure is he kind of a humorous character, a goofy character, or is it just this?
There's humor in the stories because Baron and Rude couldn't help themselves, but it's serious. I mean, there's a lot of serious themes that they deal with. There's something for everybody.
Sounds
so
like
again, the artwork in that that Kelsey did in that book is that's worth the price of admission right there. It's really, really good stuff.
Yep.
Isn't Kelsey part of Graybeards?
We don't know.
Okay.
He has disappeared. He's been gone for months, and no one's heard anything from him. So,
wait, didn't Ethan have to do a health check on him? Ethan sent the cops over to his house.
Did he seriously?
Yeah. Maybe you weren't on that Kings. Ethan talked about it. He had to send the cops over to check on him, and he answered the door. Being Kelsey, because Ethan has him doing something for him, and he said that he hadn't heard from Kelsey in like 10 weeks.
The problem is nobody heard her.
Kelsey's doing something for Ethan right now.
I think so.
No. Ethan heard that Kelsey had not been heard from in a long time.
Oh, okay.
By anybody.
Yeah, and he got concerned, and so he took it upon
Oh.
himself to check up on
Okay.
Kelsey.
Jeez. I wish my wife cared that much.
I haven't heard from Kelsey, and so I guess if he comes back, he'll be like a guest on the show or something.
Yeah, I was talking to David a couple days ago, and he said the same thing. He hasn't heard from Kelsey in months.
Wow.
Sleeping Psychopathy says Anna, Star Wars girl, had reached out to him and wanted him to send a welfare check.
Wait, send a welfare
Huh?
check. Huh?
Yeah,
I don't get that joke.
I don't either.
She tried to send him a welfare check, or she had someone check on his welfare.
I mean a wellness check. She wanted him to do it. Because I think she actually contacted Ethan and was a little bit concerned. And
to check his welfare, not a welfare check.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that's a different
I
thing.
want a welfare check. How do I get one?
Yeah, just go missing for a while.
If I can't get into the 30s, I'm going to be needing a welfare check.
Yeah. That's right. So back Rob's DETHRAIDER, so he doesn't have to go on welfare.
I'll be at Walmart being like, I'm your friendly neighborhood comic book artist.
Yeah,
They're like, that sounds familiar. Where'd you get that from?
I keep thinking I'm heading that direction. Walmart greeter. About the right age.
Yeah, but you're too grumpy about it. You can't be like.
I know people would leave.
No,
what are you doing here?
You keep Alo busy with giving the customers details. Shampoo is in aisle 4.
Here, let me show you.
Yeah, there you go. And he wanders around. We even give everybody loves an old man with a cane, so we'll give Alo a cane. It'll work out. See, I've thought about this.
Yeah,
when those months when DETHRAIDER pulls in like $200 in sales, I'm like, maybe if I had a cane, maybe this will work better.
So what I think is interesting is, Rob, you come on this drawing show and you have an icon up, so we can't see anything.
Well, it's because I'm at my table. I'm at my drawing table. I'm not at the computer table, and that's how I spilt my ink. Was I don't have enough room at the table with my keyboard, my monitor, my desktop, so I was fumbling stuff, and I spilt the ink on that table. So now I'm just at my drawing table where I do all the magic.
I'm telling you right now, every bit of this sounds fishy to me.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Just show your.
We're not buying
progress every once in a while.
I've got Dave Finch hanging out, and he's doing a marker drawing as fast as he can.
That's right.
Perfect.
Looks a little bit like Finch.
Anyway, you can get it done.
I'm like, Dave, I really need to impress everybody. I got to move some copies. And he's like, dude, less pressure? I'm like, come on, you're on Batman. Give me a break.
Henry
like, a while
Bemis
ago.
Is speculating, what if Kelsey is at Rob's house drawing for him?
Oh, that would be great. I like the way Kelsey draws a lot. That would be perfect. My wife would still, she would just stand over his shoulder and go, you're spending too long on that drawing. You're never going to make any money that way.
Are you still on page 1?
She always says you're gussing it up too much. Why can't you just let it go?
You're gussing it up.
Yeah.
Love it.
Aaron Dale A is saying that Rob Hunter is disqualified. Aaron is at least bronze this week.
Well, yeah. I mean, Rob came in disqualified for cheating.
Yeah, I cheated. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
of course I'm disqualified.
But like a good sportsman, he's going to continue in the race, even though he's already knows he's out.
It's like I get caught riding a bike in the marathon. I'm still going to finish the marathon. Come on, man. You got to have some kind of honor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Even if it's your own twisted honor, you still live by a credo.
I do. Yes. Well, exactly. You got to live by something.
You gotta have something.
Yeah, you got to hold on to something. Otherwise, you're just an animal. And if there's one thing I'm not an animal.
I,
I am not
Dan,
an
I
animal.
see you do have a Gene Colan thing going on right now. I see
Yep.
it. Although I have to give you a heads up that Aaron is inking already.
Ooh.
Shit.
I went blue line and then right to ink. No screwing around. Oh,
Damn.
yeah.
Dale A. Dan is drawing a Gene Colan Dracula.
I am.
Who's Gene Colan?
Will you? Oh my!
Cannonball. Cannonball.
I know. And I'm rolling right now. I can't stop to blow anybody up.
See, I knew it. Knew I was safe.
I am doing this from memory, and I'm not. I mean, I was a Spider-Man collector and reader, but Hobgoblin. It's been a while since I've looked at anything with the Hobgoblin in it. So,
What's the difference between a goblin and a hobgoblin?
you know, that's
Maybe
an interesting question.
The
What
skin color.
What?
Right.
One of them hurt their legs. So they're hobbling.
He's got a cane.
Yeah.
Yeah, the older
Makes
version.
them more likable.
Yeah, he's not that bad. He's got a cane.
He's a geriatric goblin. Hobbling along.
That's interesting.
The old women in the old folks' home can hear him coming down the corridor.
Oh.
What?
Here comes that hobgoblin.
I got to look this up now. I shouldn't allow myself to be distracted, and yet I'm going to allow myself to be distracted because what is the difference between a?
Well, see, I throw out this rhetorical question, and the chat is Johnny on the spot. Here's Glitch says, size, strength, and demeanor, with hobgoblins being larger, stronger, and more organized than their smaller, chaotic goblin counterparts.
Oh my gosh!
So there, Glitch. Thank you.
Only
Must
the
be
people
cool
in
being
the
smart.
chat would know this.
So Glitch seems to be a plethora of knowledge. So why is the window on the starboard side of a ship called a porthole?
What the?
Well, there's a port side of the ship, right?
Right. So it should be called, there should be a starboard hole on the starboard side of the ship.
Isn't there?
No, it's
What do you mean?
called a porthole.
Oh.
Well, are you saying it's a porthole like on no matter what side of the ship it's on?
Yes.
That's interesting. Surely, Rob, you have an answer for this.
I have no idea. I can either draw or I can listen.
This is for the chat. So that,
Well, we don't have
Henry
any idea.
Bemis, no, that's not.
At this point.
Henry Bemis went in a completely different direction with that.
And now for something completely different.
And now for something. Oh, you know what? I actually have something. Let's see if I can find it quickly before the joke is lost.
Okay, well, we won't.
Yeah, here we go.
And now for something completely different.
There you go. See,
Cool.
I've got
Very appropriate.
I've got something for everything. It says porthole and starboard porthole.
I dated that girl.
No one says, look out the starboard porthole. They just point and say, look out the porthole.
Oh. Now, if it was a sci-fi movie, it'd be porthole, right? Not porthole.
Right. The chat's already going with that. Okay, let's move on.
It's already been twisted by the chat.
You started it.
99%. Here's another Stephen Wright quote. I'm editing a little bit. 99% of Democrats give the rest a bad name.
Yeah, I'm trying to follow that.
Ouch.
I
like
suppose you could move that around to whatever party you're,
Yeah.
against. And
Okay, see, that one went over like a...
a porthole.
Okay, how about half the people you know are below average?
It's more than half in this group.
Yeah. Okay, Angela Curry is saving us.
I don't know if it's. I think it's too late for that.
Aaron.
Oh, there we go. I heard it. There, I heard that time.
Okay.
Let's see. Angela says Chocolate Curry says $5. Is the porthole Gary's beef? Cheers, guys. Hail Rob. No, that's extra.
No, that was.
I'm getting extra right now.
That was not
Bonus
my
beef.
Hey, let me suggest to everybody, if I could, that you hit the like and subscribe button. Help this channel grow to epic proportions by your support. Appreciate it very much. And also, Rob Hunter would enjoy your support if you would back DETHRAIDER. You'll find the link to his campaign in the description of this video. So,
yes, and thank you ahead of time when you buy the biggest package possible. Thank you.
Yeah, anyone that has backed Rob's campaign during Graybeards, let us know that you've done that, and we will call you out with a thank you.
That's right.
And we get a kickback. So.
Oh, I knew there was a reason I got an invite.
Yeah, all these percentages. So, Rob, were you already living in Florida when you got recruited to CrossGen, or did you move there?
I was living in Aiken, Georgia, being astounded by the racism.
What, they didn't like white people there?
No, they hated white people.
Okay.
Especially fat white boys. They hated me big time. So I would I'd step out my front door and they'd be like, "Hey, fatty," and I'm like, "Oh."
As soon as you step foot out of your front door, they're the neighborhood toughs.
Call me fatty.
Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible, folks.
Made me sad.
But you decided to stay in Florida.
I did.
Despite the hurricanes, which you survived, I guess.
I did. I had to rebuild a big chunk of my fence, and I still have to do some work on the pool. The pool still needs attention, but this last week closeout kind of takes precedence. So
yeah, I saw the pics, Rob. Man,
season anyway. So
yeah, it was weird because like the first couple hours of the hurricane, I was like, oh wow, there's like no damage out back. And then my wife was like the next day, like, hey, you should go check out the backyard. And I'm like, why? What's up? And I'm like, oh, okay. I get to play Mr. Fix-It. Great.
Well, we had
more stuff to do.
When we got hit during CrossGen years, we had these people that lived right behind us, and they put up their own fence.
Yeah.
Right? Because you bought a lot, you go into these new developments and there's no fences, right?
Nope.
And backyard, side yard, nothing. So everybody's yard kind of runs into everybody else's yard. So you have to put up your own fences to kind of get separation. So they put up this wooden fence, and my wife had put in these, this really worked hard, and with the neighbors as well, to put in this flower bed back there. And their fence blew over, crushing our flower bed. Didn't blow into their yard, blew into our yard and crushed Shelly's flower bed.
Oh. So did you make them pay for it?
Well, what we did was we picked up during the hurricane. I weathered the storm literally, and we went out into the backyard, and I flipped their fence over into their yard and off our flowers, which I thought was, that was fair.
Yeah, of course. Now, why did you have your own fence? You just because they had a fence, so you're like, eh?
Well, because it costs money.
Yeah, that's true.
So we had on our side yard, we had people that had been there a while. They had one of those nice white vinyl fences,
Yeah.
And so that separated our side yard, and then these people put up this wooden fence in the backyard, which then blew over. So we only had one open area, and we liked our neighbors, so it wasn't like we really
What?
I know.
You actually like them?
We
That's
had
weird.
great neighbors. We had the best neighbors in Florida.
See, I actually, when I was giving the pool some attention, I was straining out pieces of the neighbor's fence out of the pool, and it was that white stuff. So the slats were still perfectly fine. I was just throwing them over the fence line to go out. I found another one. I think it was ended up 4 different sections of fence I pulled out of our pool.
During this whole time, I'm thinking about that phrase that you just said, Aaron. I weathered the storm.
Yeah.
Isn't the storm weather?
Oh.
So that's like, you could think of 100 examples. One on top of my head, I'm walking the stroll.
What the hell? Just terrible puns? Is that what I've come into?
No, I weathered the storm. A storm is weather.
Yeah.
So that's kind of
I do understand it.
Well, but if
help me out, chat.
no,
Why do you call it?
So if you weather the storm, that's like you're turning weathering into like an adjective, right? So it's kind of like you could also easily say I weathered that terrible television show.
I weathered that awful live stream.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you could, it's a bit repetitive when you use it in storm. But
So you could say, I weathered the rain.
You could say that, yes.
I weathered ALO. People are gonna be like, "What are you talking about?"
I weathered Gary's jokes.
Yeah, exactly. See, it's just
Okay.
I'm wondering whether I'll keep this joke going.
For how long can I keep this joke going?
Yeah, exactly.
Audience leaves.
That's already.
Nikki's in the chat. She's saying hi to everybody. She just woke up from a nap, and now she's heading to Florida to go shopping.
For shopping?
Are you driving all the way to Florida just to go shopping, or flying just to go shopping?
Yeah, you probably get some deals.
That's impressive. Oh, maybe she means like houses. She's gonna half waterlogged house, cheap.
We had our house was elevation 12 feet, so we were not in a flood zone.
So you're 12 feet above sea level.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing was we never.
So what if the water level is 13 feet?
Well, then he's 1 foot underwater.
But we never had that happen. We went through several hurricanes while we were there.
Okay, so you weathered the flood.
We did, and we never flooded out. We lost power, but never flooded out.
Did you put up the hurricane boards on the windows?
No, because every time I thought about doing it, I go to Home Depot or Sam's Club, and they're completely sold out.
What you got it? You don't do it when the hurricane's coming. You do it 6 months beforehand.
But I was an amateur, man. I didn't never lived there before.
It took me a while to get to that point too. We'd been here for a few years before.
Yeah, you buy the plywood and store it in your
garage.
In your garage, so that when it comes, you got it and you're ready to go.
Yep.
The problem is, though, all those houses are stuck up, and you drill these
His dog.
Aaron, calm down.
The reason I was taking a break here. Hang on a second.
Oh, that's you, Dad. Okay.
What happens when he starts talking?
We got a doggy just arrived.
Okay.
Just arrived. Hey, where are you?
Yeah, you're like
happy to be on Graybeards.
Yeah.
Are you a pet shop?
He's grayish. He's kind of. blondish, great. Hi, buddy. Oh, hi. He's a big guy. His name's
Yeah.
Sully.
Happy to
Sully.
be here. Going back a little bit, Danking Frankie says Gary teaches intro to philosophy at the local community college.
Nice. I hope you're going to get a pension
shoot!
for that.
I didn't see that one.
Oh, is that JW?
Yes.
Okay, so dog could throw me off my game, you know.
JW for $10. May I suggest backgrounds as a future topic of the Graybeards episodes? Maybe famous comic locations like the Daily Bugle, etc. Inside or outside, no figures, that and famous vehicles. So basically all the stuff that's like super hard to draw. Thank you.
Boring.
JW. We'll take that under advisement.
And ignore.
Yeah, out of focus.
How about cars?
Dan.
JW, I used to specialize in backgrounds and I hated it.
Oh.
You know, so
Dan Wallace. Hang on a second.
Yeah.
Dan, you're out of focus.
Oh, how am I?
Gary, did you do backgrounds for other artists?
Yes.
Oh,
That's how
boy.
I got into comics, was doing backgrounds.
Let me get some of the focus.
How painful was that?
Oh, it was awful. But I did work with some amazing artists. Gil Kane, Garcia Lopez.
So did you learn a
Am I
lot?
clear now?
Bob Layton. Pardon?
Did you learn a lot from those guys? Or
Oh
did you
yeah.
just go,
Are you
oh,
kidding? Yeah. But my page rate for
no.
for a top artist, my page rate was $12 a page.
Oh.
And
ouch.
for an average artist, it was 10.
Now, would you like just sometimes go because you knew that like the guys knew you would be going to draw the backgrounds? You just look at it and go, oh, I'm doing most of this page. Like,
Oh, yeah.
what is happening? You're just like,
Yeah, the enticement is that you're going to do backgrounds for the whole book, so it's going to average out.
yeah.
But a
sure.
lot of freelancers see past that, and they only give you the pages that they don't want to ink.
Oh man.
Like I did a lot of stuff for Dick Giordano, and he would give me the whole book.
Yeah. Whether there was a lot of backgrounds or not.
Right.
Yeah. But then the guys who are trying to cheat the system.
Yep.
Oh, I imagine that happens. Well, isn't that why Marvel had to change the royalty program when it came to Joe Rubenstein? He would start taking like the royalty program was you got the whole check for the royalties as an inker if you did like 12 or more pages. So he'd farm out the rest of the book.
I have not heard that.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that back in the day. So he had.
How did this work exactly?
If you did the majority of the pages, you got the inking royalty check.
Okay, right.
And because Joe Rubenstein would do that, he started doing that so often where he would just do enough pages to get the check
Oh.
and hand out the rest of the pages to other guys. Marvel actually had to change that royalty to like, oh, well, you did 3 pages, so here's your 3-page royalty check kind of thing.
DC used to split it up because that would happen a lot where you would work on books with multiple artists, and so they would prorate it depending on how many pages you've worked on.
Well, Jim Lee, because he would have, depending on how bad the schedule was, he might have 5-6 inkers that even if you only inked 1 or 2 pages from him, he would split the check when he sold the artwork through his art dealer. Because I inked 1 page of Jim Lee on Justice League, and I got a check for 1/3 of the page when it sold. And I was like, oh, wow, this is super cool. I guess this is because it's Jim and he works with lots of inkers and he doesn't want anybody to kind of get effed. Because normally, you have to ink 3 pages before you get a page back.
Right.
But Jim's like, no, you inked 1 page, and he just sent all the artwork to his art dealer, and who's gonna complain about that?
Right.
So
Henry Bemis is asking, didn't inkers use to get half the original art? No, it was either, depending on the company, it was either a third or 40%. I think Marvel was 40%.
Was it
But
that high?
I think it's the standard is 1/3, I think.
Yeah, by the time I got into Marvel, it was 1/3, just like DC.
Okay. I do, maybe it was DC that was, somebody was giving me 40%.
Oh, that was just you taking 40%.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't be confused with you taking and other people giving, Gary. There's
The Fencers always wondering why they're getting shorted on the pages. I thought maybe the editor was keeping pages. Gary's just grabbing. Here's my 40%. Thank you very much.
JW for $2 says backgrounds are scarier than Dracula. Good to know.
Yeah.
It's true.
David's listening while he's working, and he says, I'm going to hire Gary to do my backgrounds on the Graybeards
For $12 a page.
episode.
Yeah. Famous vehicle, Wonder Woman's jet. I'm drawing. Yeah, that's what I'm drawing. I got dibs on that.
Batmobile.
No, the jet, man, is invisible.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh.
I mean, that's a good like character, like the the Invisible Man. You could do like the Invisible Superhero, and you just blank pages.
Yep. Turn them in. Editor, love it.
There he is. He's right there. Can't you see?
John Byrne would have done.
Well, speaking of Gene Colan, Dan, Marv Wolfman, I had lunch with him at during a show once, a Portland show, and he was telling Gene Colan Dracula stories.
Well, that's cool.
He said that Gene had sent him some pages so he could voucher, and one of the pages like just had some line swirls on it, just a few.
Oh, like smoke stuff, clouds or mist or fog.
And that's what he asked him, what is this? And he said, it's fog.
Oh.
It was like a splash page of fog, and he was trying to voucher for it.
Oh.
Well, good for him.
Apparently, Marv was surmising that his wife put him up to that.
Oh, wait a minute. This is a gag? Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what he was assuming.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty loose when you saw his pencils, man. It was so that's what I loved about him. I think though that the best inker for him was Palmer, though. I think because Palmer was a finisher. And
I agree.
he kind of came into there because the first time I saw that Gene's work was, of course, in the How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way, and I saw it. Then I started to get the I'd collect anything Gene Colan because I just thought it was all great. It was just so good.
Well, didn't Jansen ink on Daredevil?
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't think he was good, but I think that Palmer was just a little bit better suited for him because again, Palmer was an artist, finisher in of himself, so he could really.
I think it was more than that. Palmer had some really good inking techniques for inking gray tones, and Gene Colan put a lot of gray tones in his work that you had to interpret.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on what your techniques were, I think that's why there were a few inkers that were very successful inking Colan, and there was a bunch of them that were frankly not successful.
Yeah, I remember one of my favorite issues of Daredevil. I think.
Are you done, Rob?
No, I still got to do a bunch of stuff, and I also, when I was doing the marker earlier, I gave him a dark beard, so that's me. Now I'm going back in with whiteout to lighten his beard up.
Yeah, so, when you say, Rob, are you done? What you're saying is, so Rob, you cheated. I mean, that's what.
Of course I did. I admitted that from the beginning. There's no way I could have a conversation
don't forget
or actually work on this in a hurry with the pressure on. Like I definitely had to do all of the drawing part and the marker, because the marker I use a bunch of lighting and photo reference. I definitely had to do that ahead of time. There's no way. I pretty much have just been rendering the drawing while we talk.
Okay.
Blue Boy Comics says that he has a splash of Dracula by Gene Colan
Ooh.
with Tom
Wow.
Palmer pencil inks over it.
Nice.
From
Wait,
issue
was it
number
just
1.
fog? Was
This
it
is from
just
issue
fog? Was it one of those fogs? Fog pages?
No, this is from issue number 1, so it's the good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, wow. That's cool.
I remember one time I think I was 17 or 18. I just had my first car, and so I had wheels, and I went to the comic book shop on Halloween, and I bought a whole bunch of Tomb of Dracula, and I brought them home and read them, and that was one of my favorite Halloweens I ever had. That was just so cool, reading Tomb of Dracula all evening. Fantastic stuff, you know.
Yeah, I used to buy that book off the stands, and that was one of the books that I look forward to because it was always amazing.
Yep.
I never bought Tomb of Dracula because I could not get past his mustache. I was just like, come on.
Oh, he had a mustache?
Yeah.
He had
Hang on a
like
second.
a
Oh, you didn't even. Not you mentioned that. I
he
gotta
had
go.
like a Zorro mustache, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Come on, man. What is that?
Well, you know, in the original story, he had a mustache. In the original
What do you
novel,
mean the original story? Bram Stoker?
yes, it's a gray
He had a
mustache. Yeah, long gray
Interesting.
mustache.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I like monsters and just a dude in a tuxedo with a cape
And a mustache.
and a mustache. It's like, come on, what is this?
He looks
So,
like a
Aaron, let me
mustache.
get this straight. Let me set up a scenario here.
Yeah.
So, some creep shows up at your door with like an axe dripping with blood, and he's about to wreak havoc on your family, but he's got a whole pencil mustache, so he can get out of here.
I would
You
just
kidding
throw
me?
it out. It's like, get out of here with that crap. Man. What are you
Ridiculous.
trying to prove? Oh my gosh.
Marcus says that Gene based Dracula on a movie starring Jack Palance as Dracula. That's right. I remember that, Marcus.
Did he have a mustache?
Jack Palance was, a great Dracula.
Well, it was
Yeah,
like
but,
it wasn't like a 60s movie or a early 70s movie, like one of those Hammer films with Jack Palance as Dracula.
Yeah, but just his
Yep.
cheekbones, were.
That's what I was gonna say. He's definitely has the Palance cheekbones for sure.
Speaking of,
You don't see Man-Thing slumbering around with a mustache, do you?
I don't know. That might be a mustache.
Yeah.
Anything's
All right.
possible.
What do you got against mustache, anyways? Gary's got a mustache.
Stealth X5 for $2. Hamburger, fries, pizza, hot dog, toasted cheese, taco, and a burrito. So he's sending us lunch. Thank you very much.
I see what he's doing here. He adds a food item every time. The
Yep.
list is getting longer.
And we're getting more hungry.
Yeah, I'm getting super hungry. That's not cool.
Yeah, Stealth. That's not cool. You hear that?
Yeah.
You're offending our guests with your food.
Mm-hmm. Just for that, you're going to have to buy another copy of DETHRAIDER.
That's right.
DETHRAIDER now on sale. Indiegogo.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll find the link in the description of this video. Go visit Rob Hunter's DETHRAIDER.
See a DETHRAIDER issue 2, and it ain't gonna happen unless you guys really
Back issue 1.
step up to the plate and get buy yourself a really cool comic.
And you won't hurt my feelings when you buy more Brett Booth cover comics than any of the other ones.
That Brett Booth cover is fantastic, man.
Yeah, it is.
Awesome.
It's pretty awesome. And you did a great job inking them. I was looking forward to seeing that.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I had a lot of fun.
Scared?
I wasn't scared because I've inked Brett many times before at DC,
okay.
but it had been a while. So I kind of had forgotten, like, oh, wow, this is fun. I kind of remember why I was an inker for 20 some years.
Yeah. Well, it makes a difference.
Then it reminded me of why I'm no longer an inker. I'm just like, and that kind of made me a little sad. Like, oh, this was a lot of fun while it lasted.
Amanda B is in the chat, and she's stirring the pot.
Uh-oh.
So this is probably not the chat where I should say that Colin is, in caps, way better than Kirby.
Ooh.
I'll take it.
Marcus Killigrew and that JLGL doesn't know what he is doing when it comes to romance. Garcia Lopez, is that what you're referring to, Amanda?
I think she's talking about me. And that's probably true. She's been talking to my wife.
Oh,
Stealth X5 for $2. I backed the campaign today. Got cover A.
Oh, that's my cover.
Yeah.
I feel the love.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Best
Garcia
thing I can
Lopez.
think of for $5. What do you think is the most important thing to keep in mind when switching from penciling to inking?
I don't understand the context of the question. Do you?
Well, when you say switching, meaning going from being a penciler to an inker, or
No, I think he
you just
means when
drew
you're
something?
working on the art, what might change in your mind? What's your mindset change as you go from penciling to inking? What do you look for? Stuff like that, I would imagine.
I would say if you pencil something and now you think you can ink it, make sure that until you get lots and lots of experience, like 10 years of experience drawing as a comic book artist or something, make sure that pencil drawing is super tight. Don't think that you can just finish it off in ink because you drew it and now you can sit down and ink it. Make sure that thing is
like
perfect.
what Aaron is doing right now.
Right.
Yeah. Make sure it's perfect. And also make sure you can actually use a brush. You know how to use a pen nib, use the right tools, use the right paper, use quality brushes.
Beyond that, though, I think what you're trying to establish with your inking is like line weights that will give your drawing some volume. You might. Some people go in and spot their blacks after they start the inking process, and that always helps create volume in your work. So there's certain things you can bring with a brush, or pardon me, with a pen or brush, whatever you're inking with, to create more volume in your work, which is really, for me, I'm not like one of these guys that likes these little kind of like everything's like one line weight and it's really hyper detailed or whatever. I like large areas of black because it helps create volume, and for me it's turning that two-dimensional surface into a three-dimensional feeling, and you can do that by adding blacks to create volume and creating line weights on your drawings that you don't necessarily have in your pencils.
Art of Roy says, spot blacks. I'm right here.
Oh man.
And Mickey, that's where my blanket lives.
What?
She talking about your room, Gary? Is that what's
Talking about my blanket again?
Yeah.
Talking about his blacks.
We can't make any black jokes when David isn't here.
Best name I can think of says, thanks guys. I've been penciling most of my life, but when I try inking, it seems to kill it. I appreciate the tips.
Oh, well then don't even ink it then, to be honest. Don't even
honestly
try.
Though, that's the same for all of us. When you often lose that drawing, that freshness when you go into the ink stage, and it's not unusual to have especially that frustration.
No, it isn't at all. Like we do on this show, like I'm not inking this the way I would necessarily if I was doing a book. I'm inking this as a sketch. So I'm doing a lot of drawing with the pen, which then it won't look really refined, but it'll have a lot of energy to it, And so sometimes there's a little bit of a compromise there because you're going to lose some of your pencil energy when you ink.
It's that.
Rob does a really good job because the style he works in, he creates energy with his ink line, very much like Danny Mickey does.
But that's a trade-off. I'm adding the energy, but then I'm not worried as much about making everything separate. Because sometimes if you try to do both, then it can become a mess. So
true.
Or
Aaron,
just bland.
Aaron, could you do me a favor?
Uh-oh.
And read Angela Curry's comment and translate it?
Boy, that's a lot. I got to find which one where she says
He's
Amanda
just
B.
above Art of Roy, in between Art of Roy.
Wow, Aaron, you get exponentially better every week. I don't think that needs to be translated, Gary. I think that's pretty much.
No, that's not. That's
oh, that's not the one.
Not the one I'm
okay.
referring to, Aaron.
Okay. Angela Chocolates Curry says, I guess it's better to be dicked around than to be a villain. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
Yeah,
Well,
I
at least
wasn't
if you're innocent,
so
then
that's why
doesn't mean you're
I asked
innocent.
you
I
to
don't
read
know
it.
what that means.
I don't either.
I'm confused.
Angela's getting salty.
Does it mean it's better to give than to receive? Or
Oh.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I'm just surprised to hear that kind of language coming from Angela.
Yeah, I know. Chocolates curry. What's the world come to? I'm telling you. Oh boy. Is it too late to change to Scarecrow?
Nope.
Why?
Actually, it is.
Just put a hay bale in front of him.
Practically looks like the same character, right?
Yeah, just has some straw sticking out from under his hood.
Yeah.
Mickey says villains are always honest and true. Be a villain, she says.
Oh.
has she met a villain before?
I don't know.
Well, I think she's referring to their life credo, that they stick to that.
Oh,
They're true to themselves.
they're
exactly.
honestly, you know they're going to be bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So there's no surprises.
Yeah.
What? You expect me to be nice? No way.
Exactly. It's honesty.
Usually the villains in our society are the make the most money too. So
Yeah. Oh, Aaron, Wizard Sleeves says, Are you kidding, Aaron? That is turning out awesome.
Thank you, Wizard Sleeves. Now, Gary, have you come to a point yet where you understand Wizard Sleeves? Are you guys on the same page, or is there still confusion there?
I have no idea. I mean, that's probably why I read his chats more than anybody else's, because I'm intrigued.
You can't figure it out.
No, I can't. What is this?
That's
like
the secret, huh?
He mugged the neighborhood wizard and tore off the sleeves, and he wears them to remind him of his.
Oh, okay. I've tried to explain this to you, and for some reason it just isn't taking.
Okay, try again.
Wizard sleeves are like these long, droopy, like balloon type sleeves, but they're open at the end. They don't have like the wrist.
Right, but they're attached to a shirt or a cloak.
So I don't understand why your concept of that is so confusing.
Why would someone have just the sleeves of a wizard?
Yeah.
Well, maybe he has probably the whole wizard cloak, but he's just referring to the sleeves as being his favorite part.
Okay, following your premise.
Okay, here we go.
Remember Dave Stevens' puffy shirt?
His pirate shirt. Yeah.
Yeah. So would he just wear the pirate sleeves?
No, but someone might refer to his shirt as he's wearing one of those puffy sleeve shirts, you know?
But they wouldn't say pirate sleeves, Dave.
They might.
Yeah, to refer to that.
Okay, I think. Oh, Angela says Gary embraced the mystery. But no, I just don't buy Aaron's explanation because
I don't know. I think
Descent.
I think, Gary, I think you have this sort of like confusion that you can't seem, and maybe old age, I'm not sure.
Oh.
You can't.
No, see, if I'm intrigued about something and I don't understand it, I latch onto it until I do understand it.
Okay, so
I don't let it go.
Well, maybe there was a wizard and they ripped off the sleeves to kind of get that look, sleeveless shirt, and then he just has the sleeves.
So he was like a buff wizard, and he was
just
showing
found
off
the sleeves like hanging around. And
what do you say to magician? What have you got up your sleeve? So maybe he's just attaching importance onto the wizard's sleeves as maybe that's where the magic's at. But he's not discounting the rest of the outfit just because he only mentions the sleeves.
Boy, you're reaching.
I don't think I am at all.
Actually, I like that one. I like that. That's
My head hurt.
quite logical.
Aaron, I thought you were a writer.
Oh,
I think I have an excellent explanation for this.
So now I can write my own book and say, hey, if Aaron writes.
oh, if Aaron can do it.
That seems to be the theme of the show today.
Great if they saying that Gary rode the short bus.
See,
Damn.
she's on my side, man. She gets it. So, Gary, do you have something that is stuck in your craw today that you'd like to share?
I do.
All right. Well, let's
What a surprise.
well, hang on a second. Let me do Angela here. $2. Just don't Google it, Gary. Oh, wizard sleeves. Is that like a code name for something really kind of?
Yeah,
no.
okay, Angela, I think I am going to do that.
Oh no. Well,
Uh-oh.
Oh, Nikki, no, I'm not reading that.
all right. Here we go. It's time for What's Gary's Beef? All right, Gary. What's your beef?
This week I'm going to do commercials part 2.
Uh-oh. Okay.
And if you recall, part of my beef with commercials was the trend of showing ugly people in commercials instead of attractive people.
Oh yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah, I don't want to hang out with ugly people. I don't want to consume products that ugly people consume.
So why are you hanging out with us?
Because you're handsome. You're all handsome.
You're
good.
devils we are.
Yeah, but especially, unattractive females. I'm not going to buy a product
Oh, Gary.
advertised by unattractive female.
Look
But I realized this past week there's one exception.
Lizzo?
The
Lizzo?
commercials for those blue pills.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah, Viagra.
because you
Okay.
actually have to have it. If you
In
have-
those commercials, they use these hot,
Yes.
overly ripe bimbos.
overly ripe
I don't know what the overly ripe means.
means ready for action.
Yeah.
Oh,
And they're complaining that their men need blue pills.
Mhm.
See, I don't buy that.
No,
I
it's
think
because it's a physical problem. It's not that they're not interested in their
Well,
hospital wives. It's
I think that if they actually used ugly women to advertise the blue pills, then they could claim that the blue pills work, even if your woman is ugly.
I
That's my
understand.
beef.
I
That
understand
They
the
don't
logic.
use ugly women in those Viagra commercials.
Wow.
They want us to all think if you buy those pills and you live vicariously through those guys with all the hot chicks. You know, and we know that.
Well, what's the
But-
difference between the blue pill and the red pill? Because they have red pills too. They're supposedly do the same thing.
Oh no, they
I-
kill you. Don't
I
mix
don't
those
know
up.
anything
The red
about
pills kill you.
red pills.
Yeah, it's a suicide squad. It's a
Oh.
suicide pill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Don't mix
that's
those up.
true. Yeah, whatever you do, don't take the red pill.
Don't put those in the same cabinet. You'll get
No.
confused. It's late at night. You run downstairs. I just got to get one of those blue pills. Get the scenery going, and then you grab a red one. You
just
don't even
death.
make it back. You don't even make it out of the kitchen. Just dead.
Yeah, you got to watch out for that late night stuff.
Yeah,
I remember one time I brushed my teeth with Destine.
with what?
What's that product? Destine, I think it is. It's
What?
for like rashes or something like that. And it was dark out. I'm brushing. I'm like, this doesn't seem to be working like normal
Oh
toothpaste.
my god.
Dan lost
So
a
it
week
seemed-
of his
Texture's
life.
different. I don't know.
It seemed different, but you kept brushing your teeth anyway.
Yeah, I was like, it tasted okay. I mean, what are you saying? I mean, it's
That's when I had the Crisco sandwich, and I thought it was cream cheese.
Ooh.
How do you see? I would. You got to really not be paying attention, you know.
It's bad enough when I go to grab water that I think is the nice cold, ice cold water, and instead I grab a cup
Vodka.
of like warm water that's been sitting there. Like I had two cups running, one from the day before, and not really think about it. That's bad enough. Crisco and Destine and stuff, man. That's
Well, this was late at night. It was dark, and
that's code for he had been drinking all day.
Yeah, I know. I think so. It came stumbling in, and I had to brush my teeth. And...
Great FA is wondering, Dan, what did you need the rash cream for?
I'll see. Yeah, now
Oh,
a little bit,
man.
well, I got my itches and scratches.
That's because that's why we've never seen Dan from the waist down.
And you don't want to.
And he never will again.
I don't know what that means.
Oh.
You'll be traumatized for life.
Oh.
Well, okay.
Glitch says, I drank a cup of paint water from washing
Oh.
brushes.
Ooh.
Oh,
From
yeah.
washing brushes. My cup of tea. It was oddly tasty.
Oh, no.
I can see that happening. If you had like a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, and you're using a similar looking thing to put your paint water in, I'm always very careful about that because I'm like I live in fear that I'm going to do that. Drink the
That's what keeps you awake at night.
It does. I lose sleep. I'm like, what if I get up and drink the ink water?
That's a very specific, strange fear.
Yeah. Well,
It
it's a phobia
is.
for sure.
It'd be an interesting call to poison control, though, wouldn't it? Like, what do I do?
I just drank a bunch of ink water.
And then the question, why?
Yeah. Well, I thought it was my coffee. It was very late at night. I'll use your excuse.
It's a deadline. It's a deadline. I'm on deadline.
Somebody must have done. People must have done that.
Oh yeah, lots of artists have done that many times.
That's why they die young.
Yeah.
Dan, Marcus wants to know what lead you're using. You're drawing with.
HB or something. I don't know. Let's see.
Thus, Dan, thus the question.
Let's find out together. What are these guys?
Oh, hey, I have a question here, a legit question.
Uh-oh.
Not that wasn't a legit question.
HB.
HB, there you go. Those are my favorites. HB, right in the middle. Art of Roy, what were those pens, those Japanese pens he was recommending on the professionals the other night? I wrote it down, but now I can't find where I wrote it down at. They start with a K. They're like a Japanese Kawasaki or something like that.
Kawasaki.
I bet you're way off.
Those pens take off.
Dan, Sean Willett says, my God, Dan is killing it.
Yeah, well, thank you very
Buddy,
much.
it's always about Dan. I'm so sick of that.
Yeah.
Kiritaki, that's it.
Zig Kiritaki.
Yes.
That sounds like a dessert.
And Blue Boy Comics is
Or a
yelling at you. Kiritaki, Aaron.
Ow.
Okay. Kiritaki.
Even Marcus is yelling at you.
Everybody's yelling at me. What did I do?
He's yelling at you saying Randy Howell should be a wrench.
Isn't Randy a wrench? Well, he's
know.
Canadian, so that may have something to do with it.
Oh, by the way,
geez.
Aaron,
Where are we?
I like the Kawasaki pen. That sounds.
There's Randy for $5. Thank you, Randy. As Andy Smith's wrench, I would like to say that Rob picked up 4 backers on his stream, but only 3 on Graybeards. Tisk.
Oh, geez.
Well, don't blame me. I'm not in the audience.
yeah, why is it Aaron's fault.
Yeah, it's your guys' fault.
I expected hundreds of new backers being here and drawing. Otherwise, I don't know.
See, that's the great mystery. People think, "Wow, I got to get on Graybeards and I'll get backers." No,
and you lose them.
You lose backers when you come on this show. You should
get all these refunds.
They lose respect for you completely.
Yeah, exactly. You want your campaign to blow up in the wrong
and your
way.
Career's over, basically. It's a career killing move, you know.
Wondered why I got that invite. Sabotage.
So Rob, all part of the plan. The master
plan. Rob,
who we compete against? This Rob guy is a new guy. He's kind of an upstart. Let's eliminate him, you know.
Let's eliminate him. You know, you could just eliminate me. It would be easier.
Rob,
okay, Randy Howell, you are now a moderator. There you go. I did it.
I'm coming, Gary. I just I wanted to sign my Maestro drawing. So, because I usually forget to sign stuff.
I keep getting this call from this guy called Scam Likely. Do you know him? You guys remember this guy?
Yeah, that's my business.
Yeah.
billions a year off of old people, just like you, Alo.
Yeah, maybe that's why they keep calling me. It's like, oh, this guy's 60. We can get him.
Thank you, Henry and Marcus, for sharing Rob's link.
Almost done. I got to do some spatter. I can't even hold it still. I'm trying to get the camera to focus. There we go.
Wow.
There's my Maestro.
You're not supposed to show it yet, Rob.
Oh, well, I'm not done. I got to do spatter.
He's showing progress.
Yeah. I'm showing progress because I have to work at the other table. Okay, so a DETHRAIDER. It's my everybody's favorite Marsoc Marine. He's missing his legs from his knees down.
Can't feel my legs.
The hot chick in the book is Anna. Wait, let me go.
Star Wars girl?
No, it's not. But I probably had like 4 people ask, "Is it Anna, Star Wars girl?" And I'm always like, "Well, if you add a 0 to the end of my campaign, maybe I could get Anna to be a
model for the
play the character for a cover and spokesmodel at cons or something like that." But otherwise, no, it happens to be I drew a dark-haired pretty girl, and Anna is a dark-haired pretty girl. So there you go. But there's Anna is a super spy. One of the themes I wanted for this book is DETHRAIDER is doing this to survive. He doesn't want to. She is blackmailed to help Brody Wilson. She doesn't want to do it, but she has to. So it's either prison or she helps him in the story after his injuries. And during his surgery, his emergency surgery, he lets out like an energy blast. So everyone kind of knows something's going on with him. He's kind of special. So everybody wants their hooks in him, whether it's the military or the evil corporations that are, funding the military, or the main big bad guy in the book is the Raycor Empire. And they are aliens who have been here on Earth for thousands of years. They know that Brody Wilson / DETHRAIDER is very important, and they got to get a hold of him. So that's pretty much the synopsis of why he builds the DETHRAIDER armor anyways. There's tech that's in his head that allows him to build the DETHRAIDER armor. But while he's still in a coma, Anna sneaks him off base and hides him until he recovers. And then we get the origin story of him building out the armor and going on his first mission and all that good stuff.
I love it.
Rob, do you have any original art that you can hold up and show us?
I think this is kind of funny. It's all still sitting in the Pelican case from the hurricane, where I took most of my artwork, DETHRAIDER artwork, and shoved it in a Pelican case in case like the hurricane ripped the roof off of our house and killed hard drives. I wanted to at least keep the artwork. Let's see.
I'm not worried about the children. Save the artwork.
Well, there is no children, so
Okay.
I know it's so funny. If we had like an emergency and had to evacuate our house, my wife would go for like all the photos and everything. I'd be grabbing my comic books and original art.
Well, here's something I have never shown that I thought would be a fun.
No,
Death
don't
Raider
do that.
But it's
Wait a
Calm
minute,
down.
Dan. I don't think he's talking about that. I think he's
Yeah, seriously. You should not.
here
don't
is
show that.
Oh, Aaron, could you blow up?
this
Rob?
is. There was a possibility that I was thinking when I was still doing.
I
Kang's
can't
on
blow
it.
this up. Rob has to blow it up.
Oh,
Oh, that the original.
No,
art.
he's
No,
holding it
I
up
thought
to
you were
the
talking about
camera.
your. Okay. Hang on.
This is
Oh,
an
man.
unused cover, and it's John Malin as Death.
Pretty much, yeah.
And I wanted to. When I was still on Kang's, I thought about it would have been a special cover and it was going to be a 10-page insert in the Death Raider issue, a special version of it if it hit a stretch goal, where it was that character like wakes up in a lab and he's like, what happened? Where am I? What's going on? And then it would be a venture from there where, he wakes up and he's got all these cybernetic parts and stuff. But then I wasn't on King's, and then it just kind of the timing, like, well, it seems weird to bug John Malin about, hey, dude, I made you a character in Death Raider. How's that feel? So I pushed it to the back burner, and maybe that'd be a supplemental comic or something down the road. So, one of those ideas that just didn't really come to fruition as I just continued to work on Death Raider. So, but yeah, all the Death Raider artwork is actually upstairs, still locked in a Pelican case, just in case the hurricane comes back. It turns around. So I can't.
Randy Howell is suggesting you put the original art on the campaign for the closeout.
I had all the artwork on the campaign for months in the beginning, and only one page sold. So I kind of was like, well, that's a little embarrassing. So I pulled it all off.
Okay.
Some people are,
they had a chance.
Yeah. I could put it back up to bolster the campaign, I guess. It literally all, I would just have to add some of the JPEGs or, because it was a first come, first serve kind of thing. So one guy gets his pick of, all 72 pages that are, he picked the $300 page. So that's any page that's not a splash page. So he gets his pick of any of those pages of the interiors.
Yep.
So,
All right, guys, are we all done?
Hold on a second. Speaking of Randy Howell. Did you hear that?
Randy Howell for $5 Canadian. Thank you, Randy. As a wrench, I promise to be vigilant and shill these books as shamelessly as a French Canadian stripper. I like that. Okay.
That's good to know that Canadian strippers are shameless.
Yeah. All right. So let's take a look and see what we've accomplished today. If we might.
Well, it's really nice. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, that is cool. Wait a minute.
Very cool.
I thought you were going to do Hobgoblin. That looks like Green Goblin.
It's Hobgoblin.
Aaron, you just have to draw something with a pumpkin.
Well, yeah, it's kind of.
I like it. It has
Hobgoblin all the way.
Kind of David Finch feel to it. I love it.
I really like the way you draw hands and forearms. Always have big, meaty, heroic hands.
Or villainous.
Or villains. Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Great job.
Yeah, good job.
Hobgoblin, baby. There it is. All right.
Very good.
Let's see. Okay, so Dan Lawless, you are next up, sir.
All right, let's see what we got here. I got to turn my
That's
blur off.
Gene Cole.
Ooh.
Wow.
I really wanted to do Werewolf by Night, but he's a hero, so I couldn't do him. That's cool. I like that. See, look at you made Dracula look scary instead of like a guy with a mustache hanging out in the,
Yeah.
Dan, where is the mustache?
It's in there.
I don't
That's
see
not-
it.
Oh, it is.
I don't see it.
He didn't draw it.
It's in there. I swear it's in there.
It's pencil thin.
No. It's maybe.
Is it
I
really
don't
light?
I don't know how
Did you
this,
get
my
light?
camera won't go that close.
Oh,
I
you gave him a
don't-
little Hitler stash.
Well, that's scary,
Nazi.
right? That's scary.
David in the chat is saying, I won again.
Well, it's easy to say you win when you don't show up. So that's cool. I like that. Very Gene
Yeah.
Colan-esque. You
It
really
is, it
captured the Gene Colanisms.
I
Colan-
really like that he's floating too. I mean,
Well,
that's
he
just
is a vampire.
I know it's that supernatural element where it just adds so much to the storytelling of the piece.
Yeah.
Those are the
And-
things that
and,
I'm still learning.
Hang on a second here. I got to clear something up. Leg Kick says Dan wins. Okay, first of all, it's not a competition, and second of all, here we go.
and see, now it's an official Graybeards episode.
Yeah. I like that, Dan, because you made him scary looking. You made him kind of look like a monster. And now that's why I don't like Dracula. He's just a dude, man. He's just a dude with a mustache.
Unless he
So,
rips people apart. I mean, did they do that in the comics?
no.
Kind
So
of.
he wasn't
Bite on him.
monstrous. He was like romantic.
Hmm.
Bites the neck.
You talking about Tomb of Dracula? He was pretty vicious in Tomb of Dracula.
Yeah, he was. It wasn't Twilight or anything like that.
David
Yeah.
says, looks like it came from a colon. Wow.
Oh,
That's
man.
jeez.
Dude, that's mean.
Mean.
That's
Well, yeah, so it doesn't
He's
even
like
show
just throwing.
up.
He's lobbing grenades.
At people.
He's-
Very
he's just-
nice, Dan. Very nice.
He's just lobbing grenades into the chat.
Yeah, Rob. Dude,
All right,
that's
Rob.
mean.
Rob, what have you got for us? Now, of course, this is
This is the
Rob.
key.
I'm a cheater hunter.
Yes.
So here it is.
Yeah, here it is.
That would be so
Well,
cool
that's
if you'd actually done
Pretty
it on the
damn
show.
cool.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
there's no way because I do a bunch of real subtle marker stuff that I then cover with a ton of rendering. But it helps me think with the light source and stuff. So it really it's that underlying stuff that really helps me when I'm going to the rendering.
Rob, I don't think Aaron is buying any of that.
Angie Frankie says, I prefer Aaron's Hobgoblin over Dracula. There we go. That's what I want to see more of in the chat. Yeah, let's see here. Anything
I
else?
didn't make the check out to him. I made it everybody else, but
Oh, jeez.
Well, I'd like, if it was a competition, I'd have to say that Rob was disqualified. But since it's not a competition, well, I'm still going to say he's disqualified.
Yeah.
But,
Oh yeah, dude. I accept that.
he's a guest here. You
I own
won't
it.
come
I'm-
back if you do a guest badly.
but I'm a villain.
Well,
I'm a villain.
That's-
We're
there you
doing
go.
super villains. So
that's
of
true.
course-
Yeah, okay.
So
Well,
you
I
are
just
presenting
started
yourself
early.
as the exhibit A here. Okay.
yes.
Green Laser
Okay.
says
Well
Gary.
done.
wins
We can't
again.
beat it. You won.
So
All right. So much to this is probably not my best judgment here, but I'm going to do a quick little auction here of this Kit Carter piece.
ooh.
So let me
Make yourself big.
you guys
double
know
page.
how it goes. You put
Purdy.
you got like so it's on this side, but oops, it's on this side too. So you got two Kit Carters on here. I'll remove this kind of stuff here.
You'll cut that off.
So
I'm still baffled. This is like up there with the Wizard Sleeves mystery of how you were able to draw and ink a piece with another one on the back and you didn't realize it.
I have no idea how I pulled it off. I was so mad at myself, but there you go.
I
Henry
like it, though.
Bemis says $50 confirmed. You're gonna need $10 shipping is what I'll need to ship this.
I think
to
that
you.
looks like Shelly.
Kind of does, doesn't it?
Kind of does, yeah. So
Well,
this does not come with one of
She's
those
your muse.
two-way frames.
No, you have to get your own two-way frame.
That one there, Aaron, the profile kind of
Yeah.
looks like Kim Novak to me.
Maybe I was looking at a lot of Kim Novak stuff.
Who's Kim Novak?
It's an actress
Beautiful actress.
back from the 50s.
From the 50s.
Stealth saying, I'll give you 60 for that. I'll take 60 for it. You're getting two drawings in one.
Nice.
Throw in a couple mints.
Yeah.
Put your social security on there and your thumbprint.
Yeah.
Just push it over the top.
Yep. Spit on it. Little DNA.
Two
Yep, there you
certs.
Craig 69 says $69 confirmed.
David says 51 certs.
God, do they still make certs with Retsin? Remember that you say certs
Yeah.
with Retsin. I don't even. What is
Well,
Retsin?
Ryzen,
Yeah.
that'll kill you. Search for the
That's
Ryzen.
just one of those made-up ingredients. Remember what gasoline was it? Had cyclamate in it. It's like,
What is that?
what's
I mean,
cyclamate? It's like, what?
okay, so we're
Aaron
currently
looks,
at.
oh man, you're getting hit from the. You're not getting. You're getting hit by Danky Frankie here. That's
What did Frankie
good thing you
say?
got your cannonball. Hey, there hasn't been a cannonball show. We gotta get.
Aaron looks like garbage, man.
What?
Yeah, cannonball time.
Oh, I'll give him one of those.
Oh,
Henry Bemis says, I don't even know what nougat is. I don't either.
Yeah,
But
I
I
don't
love
either.
I like it though.
It's like caramel.
But it's nougaty, though, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. It's the nougat version of caramel.
Oh, David says, hey, Aaron, you pay me $100 to take it off your hands.
Oh,
Man, you know, David has got, he's quite the gabber for someone who's not on the show.
Really?
So,
Really come
so
down.
David will do you a favor and take it if you give it to him and $100.
I know. That doesn't seem right to me. That seems like a bit of a ripoff. All right, countdown's beginning. We're at, where was that? I lost my.
That is at least $100 drawing.
69, I think.
Yeah, but I got to find the, there it is. Craig 69 for 69. Okay, so 10. Here we go. This is a double drawing, folks.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
$69 for two original art pieces.
Double drawing, folks. Did I just put in 10?
And you have it's a unique piece because Aaron made a big mistake.
That's right. Huge mistake.
So how many pieces out there
Huge.
that with the drawing on both sides? Like you could
I
I
shine a
thought
light
you're
through
going to
it. Hey,
say how many drawings with mistakes in them for me.
put it in a frame that has no back, and then you can shine a light through it, and you can see both images.
Randy Howell says, I'm upping that all the way to 80. Thank you, sir.
Nice.
We'll
Oh,
go to
that's
8.
nice. Quite kind.
Even numbers are less confusing for Aaron.
That's right.
And it helps
If
with the LCD,
anything
too.
that even remotely resembles, like I may have to do some math or something, might be a problem. There's 7. So we're counting down here. 6.
Now she got one of those collars, like because she was a smoker and she speaks through it, like
Oh,
with holes
geez.
in the neck.
Oh, God.
What?
Randy Howell says,
all
can I
right.
skip shipping if you throw it in with my Kit Carter hardcover? Randy, I think I already shipped yours.
Oh, no.
But we'd have to look into that. Craig, now it doesn't matter. Craig's at 90. 5.
You know, she's got throat cancer and
Oh
she's
my
gonna have a
God,
speaker.
Dan, why don't you just throw a whole damper on the whole thing?
Jeez.
I'm trying to get a cannonball, man. There's no cannonballs in the show, man.
4. Let's see. 3. We're cutting down here, folks.
Oh, got a 90 in there. Did you see that?
Yes.
Yeah, I got the 90. It's up there on the screen, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, I see it now.
Oh, $90 for the Kim Novak Kit Carter? That's a steal.
It's a steal.
What a bargain.
2. If you want any last second bids, you better get them in now because there's no stopping this Kit Carter train.
There's no stopping. It's
Yeah,
now.
I really like this one here.
I like the profile better.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like the front view.
It might be your inking. I really like your line weight choices.
Oh, thank you. He says, best name I can think of says, even if she sounded like Stephen Hawking, it would still be worth it.
Oh.
1. Okay, $90.
Wood.
I'm typing in 0. This is your last chance to get in there and steal this. Aaron's stealing $90. What? Leg kick? I already cannonballed you once. Don't make me do it again. And oh gosh, David. They're saying the profile is Marky Post. Yeah, kind of. Okay, did I type in 0? Okay, so I'm typing
Look
in
at David. He's saying all this smut.
I know. It's just like
What's going on?
Hawk
We have standards here on this show, man.
There it is, sold for 90 to Craig.
Nice.
Craig, send
That's
me send me $100 because I need $10 for shipping. So send me 100 to PayPal. Aaron, I'll just type it in here.
I'll just type it. You start to say it, then you give up.
I was like, I'll just type it.
Yeah, Craig, you got a good deal there. Good job.
Yeah, you'll
Well
enjoy
done.
that.
Aaron at aaronlopresti.com. It's so simple. Even a child could do it.
Aaron, could you put a light behind that picture and we can see both the image shining through it?
What
I
the?
have a light.
It's
there.
The
already
light behind
sold.
it.
It's already sold.
I know. We want to get
Oh,
this
it looks
person
all
happy.
messy.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of cool though.
It's tripping, man. Okay. Craig69 wins it for 90. Thank you so much, Craig. Like I said, there's my PayPal. Add $10 for shipping, and I appreciate it very much. So
Okay,
there you
enough
go,
for you on the
folks.
big screen. Thank you.
That is what we call Graybeard's Studio for this week. I want to thank everybody for the super chats. I want to thank you for your participation in the chat. And I'm checking to make sure I didn't miss any super chats. Okay, I think we got them all. Yep. So thank you, Rob Hunter, for joining us, even though you cheated.
I did. I am a cheater. I also would like to say I'm only $109 from 28K. So we got some real nice movement here on Graybeards. Thank you very much, everybody in chat.
Yeah,
And
I'm excited,
remember,
Rob. I'm excited for this. It's such
Really?
an interesting, different look of an art
Yeah.
book. I mean, it just
Yeah.
the art's so wild. I mean, so realistic and surreal. I mean, this is a unique thing. It's like something you might see in Epic Illustrated or something like that.
oh, dude, I'm
Heavy
trying to just
metal.
be different. Because I know I'm so far behind on the YouTube side, so I try to push the art as much as I can.
Well, absolutely. Link in
remember-
the description. Link is in the description of this
Yes.
video to take you right to Rob Hunter's DETHRAIDER. Go ahead.
And remember, everybody, you can just use your credit card and buy a ton of books and just put it on the credit card. And you won't even have to worry about the bill till next month.
That's right.
So-
Carbon dioxide for $2. Last second super chat. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Henry Bemis says backing DETHRAIDER was a no-brainer for me.
Oh, yeah, he backed it a while ago. Thank you very much, Henry.
And I want to remind everybody, you've got John Malin's Godlike 2 Electric Boogaloo is in the chat. The link is in there, along with my Wraith of God 3 and David and EVS's Fearsome. So all the links are in there. I forgot to put Dan Lawless's YouTube channel in there. I'm so sorry, Dan.
It's fine, no matter.
Go look up Dan Lawless on YouTube and back and subscribe, or not back, but subscribe to his tutorials. They're awesome. And
thank you.
you're going to get some insights into some doing comic art and different body parts and figures and faces and hands and all sorts.
Aaron, you know what I'm going to try next? I'm going to do a tutorial. I'm going to try Kid Carter, but in a sort of an anime type style or anime influence face. So
I'll
I'm
either
going to
love it
paint
or
it.
hate it.
Oh,
I think you're going to like it because I did a test. I did a test and I think it's going to work. So.
All right. Excellent.
And
Go ahead.
I
Bill.
actually have a YouTube channel. It's news you need to know, not want to know. I think that's it. The bad news you need to know.
There you go.
So it will depress you, but it might just keep you alive.
What an advertisement there.
Good tip there.
Tune into Graham Nolan's channel in about an hour, a little less than an hour, for the landing party. We finish up season 1 of Star Trek, the original series.
Nice.
Check out my website, Aaron at aaronlopresti.com. Remember, next week we have the incredible John Malin allegedly will be joining us next week, so you don't want to miss.
John is scary. It's going to be a day before Halloween. He's very scary, so just prepare yourself. If you frighten easily, turn off your computer now.
That's right.
I will be on Pontificator.
These shows are not for the faint of heart.
That's right.
So if you frighten easily, turn off your YouTube
Like
channel.
and subscribe if you don't mind. We greatly appreciate that as well. We'll see you next time right here on Graybeard's Studio. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Oh.